Alrighty then. Well, welcome back to Richard's Toy Room once again. And for another plastic model kit review and build. This is, as of the time of this video, the latest release of this 1959 Chrysler Imperial. This is by AMT. I know a lot of people don't like AMT, but my question is, where else do they make a model of this? I mean, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I've never seen one, and I haven't really searched for one. Anyhow, my point being that you just don't see too many cars like this in model kits anymore. And now this is a very primitive kit, so don't get me wrong, it's not like, you know, the most detailed Revell kit or anything like that you could get out there. Far from it. It doesn't even have an engine. The hood doesn't even open. Hardtop is questionable on it at best. And I'll show you that when we get into it. But when I did find out about this kit, I desperately wanted to build it because I just love this era of cars, and once again, like I said, never seen a model of this before, and it's quite obvious that this kit was probably put out when the car was new or very near after that, in the early 60s possibly, because it's, like I said, very primitive, and it was obviously intended to be some sort of a promo or something like that. I mean, there's very few parts in the kit, even with the customizing stuff. In fact, I'll bet there's more chrome parts than there are white parts in this kit, and they're mostly all custom stuff. So here's a look at the box. Pretty cool picture on there. I will not be painting it this color. I don't know why I even bother saying that, because I always put a picture of the finished car on the thumbnail, so you already know what color I painted it. Anyhow, so supposedly you could build this as a hardtop or convertible, but I'm going to show you why I'm kind of leery about the hardtop. So here's a picture of this side that tells you about all the, well, not all, but a lot of the custom parts you can put on, and it mentions the decals. Again, not much on there except for custom stuff. And this side just shows you another view of the hardtop. It also mentions that you get the pad printed Firestone tires, which is true, but they're only printed Firestone on the non-white wall side. So let me show you those, and then we'll get to the instructions. So as you can see, white wall. You probably won't be able to make it out in the video, but you've got Firestone on the black wall, and no name on the white wall. But I will obviously be using the white walls for this kit. Now, as I mentioned, instruction. This is a weird instruction sheet too. I'm sure it's probably the original from when this kit was released, at least with the custom parts. So there's one sheet, two sides. Like I said, not much to it. They call it a 3-in-1, but you can build it as a stock car, a hideous customized car, or, you know, your regular stock. Shows a bunch of the option parts in here, and then this is to tell you where to put all the ugly decals. These are all the instructions on this side. This is pretty much the entire instruction sheet. In fact, this part of it over here is just telling you how to put these god-awful looking extra fins on if you want to. I mean, not that this one had like gargantuan fins to begin with, but I mean, late 50s, you know, some of them were a little outlandish, but putting these on would even make those look tame. Anyhow, this has a screw-together body. I think this is maybe a third screw-together kit that I've... No, not in a row, but pretty close. 3 out of 4 that I've done in the past have been past 3 out of 4 have been screw together chassis to bodies. So basically, here's where it tells you can put this hard top on, and I'm not really going to go over it. I mean, it's pretty much your standard kit, and then it just kind of gives you little tips, and especially with custom things where to put options and stuff. Now this does have the optional rear deck spare tire carrier, commonly known as the toilet seat. And I will be using that. So the white parts, those are all the white parts except for the body, chassis, and interior, which is right here. Interior, body, and chassis. So you got this big old hunk of slug of plastic here. I mean, absolutely nothing to put on at all. The only thing that you will do on this is on these slots here, you'll put these little square with the hole here into each one of those to decide how you want the suspension, like if you want it, you know, like jacked up or lowered or high, or you know what I mean. And these are all custom parts except for that. Extra like fin things and stuff if you want to put them on. No. Again, more fin things. These are the outer half of the wheels. Very plain. And oddly, I'll show you them now. The inner half of the wheels, these are the inners, are chrome. Makes absolutely no sense because they're supposed to be painted steel wheels that show the color of the car around the rim before you put the hubcaps on. So I don't know why they would make the backs chrome. That makes absolutely no sense. Here's your spare tire carrier. As you can see, a lot of flash on this stuff. Your dashboard, not a lot of detail on there, but they do give you a decal for the instrument cluster. More ugly fins, and your steering wheel and column in one piece there. They give you the convertible top boot, which fits very nicely. I already tried it on there, and it hides all the cutout holes that it goes in. And then here's the interior bucket, all one piece, absolutely nothing to put in there. It does have a bit of detail, surprisingly though. You know, the seats have, you know, a lot of detail that can be picked out if they're two-tone or whatever. Cushions and all that. No texture on the carpet. I'll show you the body in a second, but as you can see here, you see these square holes on either side. That's where these square parts here on the roof would mount. So you'd be putting these in like this. Get it in here. And it basically sit on there like that. And I would like to do a hardtop on this, but this looks so bad down here where this fits in. I mean, I guess I've seen worse, but I really hate messing with putty and stuff. Just for some reason I have trouble with that. And so I can't really decide if I want to try doing a hardtop or if I want to try it with a convertible. I think I'm going to have to decide and go one way. Well, obviously I have to go one way or the other, but I mean, I think I'll have to decide early on because I would want to glue this in place and fill in all the ugly joining areas and stuff on it before I would go with the hardtop. But I think it would look nice. I would like to do it like that. So I'll have to take another look at that and decide in the end if that's what I really want to do with it. A few more parts, not too many. You got your two Gigunda metal axles. They're pretty thick. And then your 4 screws. Nothing to really show there. And then here's your one-piece rear and back window. Kind of hard to see in the plastic, I know. But you'd have to cut off, obviously, this whole back section and not use it if you're going to be doing the convertible. Which isn't that hard. I mean, it's basically just 2 little sections here that have to be sliced through. And here's the chrome. Nice looking chrome. You got a huge ass bumper here. And then another one for the front down here. The only thing I wish is that, and I know it's a lot to ask on a kit like this, but I like when they do glass headlights. These are molded in, so you just have to deal with it. And these are the hubcaps, the stock ones here, and they give you these baby moon ones too. But the stock ones will be the ones that I'll be using. And the last thing, decal sheet. And pretty much the only thing I'll be using on here is, and this is even a maybe, is the license plates, or one of them actually. The rear one's already molded in with the year, so I'll leave that. Actually, it looks like the front one is too. So, actually I won't use either of the license plates. So, probably the only one I'll use on here is the instrument cluster one. The rest are all custom stuff, so garbage. And that's it. That's all that's in the kit. So basically be a lot of painting and detailing, because there ain't a whole lot to assemble. So stay tuned for updates.
Well, for you it's been just a few seconds, but for me it's literally been probably months since I've touched this. Just kind of sat there, didn't feel like working on it, but got the bug back. So I'm really actually in the final stages of putting this Imperial together here. There's not much left to go. I mean, literally what you see in front of you is the last few pieces that need to go on. The interior is what I got to put in next. But what I noticed was, I might as well let you get a look at it. I didn't do a whole lot of detail on the interior because, being that it's basically like one piece and then you throw in the dashboard and the steering wheel. They did give you a nice decal for the instrument cluster, but you can barely see it. So anyway, back here where it's got these 4 holes, this is the back part. It mounts to holes underneath the body of the car, and it has these little pegs here. You can see one here and one here. This seems to interfere with pushing this up level into the body. I'm not sure what their purpose is. So I'm going to snip these off. So that's why I'm doing this little quick intermission here before we get to the end. And hopefully that's not going to cause an issue. I don't think it will. I think it'll make it actually better. But I just wanted to let you know that's potentially a tip for you there, assuming this all goes together right. Okay, welcome to the final report and the final reveal. So, to you this has been just a couple of seconds. To me this has been months. I've just been putting stuff off, doing other projects. So hopefully I can get these pounded out. I got a couple of models already done sitting here. And I don't know how many videos half done. But anyway, let's not dawdle. So really the only problem I had with this model that I can remember, since it's been so long since I actually put it together, was the rear bumper just didn't quite want to sit level. So I kind of had to fiddle around with it a little bit, and I think I left the screws not as tight, because if you tighten them all the way up, it kind of wants to kink the bumper like that. I tried putting like spacer and stuff in there, but I kind of lost patience with it. Besides that, as far as I remember, everything else went together pretty nice on it, and actually fairly happy with the final result here, even with the paint and everything. I believe this paint is called Dusty Lilac or Dusty Lavender, something like that. It's a Rust-Oleum, I believe, paint. I just kind of saw it on the shelf and I went, that's what I'm painting this 59 Imperial. So anyway, enough with that. Let's give her a spin here and get you out of here.